Konnichiwa. Less than 2 weeks ago I was in London to take the Japanese Language Proficiency Test, or JLPT, or Nihongo Noryoku Shiken. And it was level 5, by the way. And to prepare for this test, first of all, I prepared in various ways and just studying in general. But I can definitely say, now that I've taken the test, get one of these. This is basically the test. The difference is all the questions are different on the actual test, but the form of the test is exactly the same. You start with the vocabulary, which starts with kanji. Actually, you have a little sentence and a kanji or a couple of kanji, and then 4 choices of which to pick. Because there are always choices in this. You never write anything down like a whole sentence or anything. You just pick from 3 or 4 options, and then it's different kinds of vocabulary stuff, and then there's a reading comprehension, and finally listening, for which there is a CD that comes with this book, which I don't have right now. But at the test they also had a CD that they played from. So if you get one of these, if you go through it, and if you make it, because there's the answers at the end, you can check your scores. If you make this, you will make the test. That is what I'm saying. Although all the questions are different, so still, I mean, surprises can come along. Anyway, my journey to the JLPT N5 started when I applied at the Japan Foundation website. And I had to pay £70, British pounds, to pay for the actual application. And if I would have gotten rejected, not to be able to take the test, then I wouldn't have gotten the £70 back. But luckily I did get accepted, and there were no other fees than that initial applying fee. So there's nothing, when you get there, there's no extra fees or anything like that. When you get approved to take the test, the most important thing that you will receive in the email is your test voucher, which looks like this. It comes on a PDF, so just print it. Here you're supposed to have a photo, and it says write your name on the back of it, which is sort of redundant. I have this one that I didn't use. I took one of my photos and just taped it onto this, and I wrote the name on the back just in case. And they tell you to bring 2, but I only used 1, and that one they kept, so I don't have it right now. But on that one, I basically took this PDF that I got. I think I took a print screen, I opened it in Photoshop, took a photo of me, and put it on the picture, and then printed it. And there's, of course, when it's printed on, you can't put a name on the back. So I didn't, and nothing came of it. So that was the only voucher that I really needed. But if they tell you to bring two, just to be safe. But I didn't need one. Another important thing that I didn't realize until I was in the actual test room is that you have a number here. This is your registration number or something, and it's 7 digits and then 5 digits. The first 7 are not really important to you, because they're on the test paper, they're always pre-filled in. But the last 5 are important, because you need to write it down several times on the test papers, and the last 5 digits corresponds to your seat number, which I didn't know. I just thought you went into the room, just pick a seat that you fancy. So after the first part of the test, I had to move to a different seat. I also got some information papers from them. Assembly time was an hour before the test, but I just went to the school place and waited outside, and eventually they let us in. You have to bring a photo ID, preferably a passport. Possibly just an ID card or a driver's license might work too. But I brought a passport, and that worked fine. Now, what to bring to the test? Obviously you need a pencil, an eraser, and then all the test papers. Those are the most essential things. The test papers they give you, of course, but pencils and erasers you have to bring yourself. And also a pencil sharpener, if you want to. I got a bit nervous about the whole pen thing, so I bought 4 of them, but I only needed 1. Because unlike a regular test in your regular school, you would get a question and you write down an answer. Here you just have the answer sheet, which I don't have any pictures of or anything, but there are circles that you fill in. So basically all that you do with this is fill in circles, nothing else. So I didn't even feel the need to sharpen it. I mean, the only other thing that you do with it is write your name and the date on the other test paper, the one with the questions in. But I would say you only need 1. There can be only 1. Although, just to be safe, I'd say bring 2. I also bought a pencil sharpener and brought that, but I didn't end up needing it. But just make sure to sharpen your pencils before you actually start. And of course, the eraser, and not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now it's kind of interesting what they say on their information sheet about these materials. I'm going to nitpick them just because I think I like that stuff. Please remember to bring a rubber and a pencil sharpener. Now, I prefer the word eraser myself, but whatever. But then, no other items are permitted on your desk other than a watch. I think I know what they mean, but no other items are permitted on your desk other than a watch? So I can't bring a pencil and an eraser? Huh? But of course I'm playing dumb basically, because no other items. You have your pen, your pencil, your eraser, and no other items except for a watch. No dildos or no other things. Rubbers. Cell phones must be switched off. An alarm or beep going off will mean automatic disqualification. That's pretty rough. So yeah, definitely make sure to shut off your alarms. And I read somewhere that if you shut off your telephone and still have an alarm due to go off at some point, the telephone will sort of bring itself on to activate the alarm, which would not be good for you at all. So make sure to kill your phone. Other stuff you can get disqualified for. You provide others with answers, obtain answers from other examinees, use a dictionary, textbook, reference book, crib sheet, which I don't know what that is, cell phone, written answers in advance on your desk or writing equipment. So basically, if you're cheating, you're going to be disqualified. You are found to have taken the test in someone else's place, big no-no, or engage someone to take the test on your behalf, or your identity cannot be verified due to the use of false ID or other such reasons. So yeah, don't be a Russian double agent or something. You have disturbed other examinees in any way. This one I was kind of afraid of when I read it, because like disturb them, I guess if you like talk out loud or shout or anything like that, you can't do that. That's obvious. But what if I cough? Like what if I because I was a bit sick when I got there. Actually, it had cleared up by then. But a few days ago I had a cold and I was coughing a bit, so I was a bit worried that I'd get to the test and I was sitting there like and then like Harakiri. But nothing happened, and the atmosphere in there wasn't actually as tense as I expected. I expected it to be very like rigid, like uber Japanese efficiency, but there were 2 people there to run the test. There was one British person, because I was in London, remember, who worked at the school, I guess, and one Japanese person. It seemed to be, I walked past, when I was finding the room, I walked past some kind of official area and there was all Japanese people. I think that like there was one Japanese person per room to be the officiator of the test. Which makes sense because it's a test in Japanese, of course, but still. And here's just a timetable. Could be worth to know that it's set up like this. First you have instructions for 10 minutes. Then you have language, knowledge, vocabulary. Then you have a break for 15 minutes. That is a good time to just basically go out, find a window and breathe, because it was pretty warm by then, or go to the bathroom. Instructions for 5 minutes. Language knowledge, grammar / reading, 50 minutes. This is the meatiest part of the test, I'd say. And you need it because you have to read and think of it. And then break for another 15 minutes. And then instructions again, 5 minutes. And then listening, 30 minutes. And the listening, they put on a CD. And then they let it run. And when the CD is done, when the last question is over, that part of the test is over. So you don't have any time there to go back and think like, did I really hear that one correctly? And like, maybe I should... No, it's just over by that point. So on the listening part, be concentrated. I was like, okay. I've never been so concentrated in my life, it felt like. And then it's over. But by the way, all the instructions basically say the same thing, which is stuff like write the voucher number on your answer sheet, and if you leave the room you're disqualified, if you tell other people that you're disqualified. It basically goes over that same kind of stuff every time. There are 3 instruction parts. The first one is a bit longer because of course it's the first one. The second 2 are just repeat what they already said, basically just shorter. So the instructions aren't really super important, but still, pay attention. Yes, then the test was over, and now I have to wait at least 2 months or something before the results. Famous Japanese efficiency. Like I said before, the answer sheets are all in, you fill in circles, and that's read by a computer, I think. So why do computers need 2 months to tally scores? I don't know, but that's the way it is. So anyway, I think I will definitely pass JLPT number 5, and I suggest you try it too. And then when you've passed it, you can get a certificate thing, which is important if you're doing like level 3, 2 or 1, because you can use that paper to apply for jobs and stuff. Like, see, I know Japanese really well. But number 5 and 4 is just for your own amusement, and it'll amuse me just fine. So, looking forward to that. Anyway, if I forgot any information, I will leave it in this description section below. And thanks for watching. このビデオの終了です。